meeting will come to order. Welcome and good evening. This is February 2nd at 7 p.m. and this is a special and committee of the whole meeting of the Riverside Board of Education. Margie, will you please call the roll?
Mr. Brockway.
Here.
Ms. Kleiber.
Here.
Ms. Mangia.
Here.
Mrs. Murillo.
Here.
Mr. Miller.
Here.
Ms. Murphy. Here. Mr. Regan.
Here.
At this time, is there any public comment? Dr. Burnett and Dr. Kelly, would you like to make your statements now? Or?
Yes, Dennis and I, is it all right if we just speak from here?
Sure, yeah.
Would like to just share a few thoughts. And here we are, we've come to the end that we envisioned about 5 months ago. And Dennis and I, through our careers, generally have been the sages. And at this point, we've played the role more of guides on the side, if you will. And that's been a nice transition. In this process, we cast a wide net for applicants. We had 47 individuals that came forth looking for a really great job in a great school district. And I want to compliment the board, each of you, for holding to the timeline. And you probably didn't envision having 6 meetings in a 2-week period as we came to a conclusion here. One of our goals in this process was to be transparent. And so as we revealed to you who the applicants were, you got a complete listing of all 47 applicants. And then we gave you more detailed sketches of the 11 individuals that we screened down, and certainly more detail on the slate of 6 semifinalists that we presented. And just another aspect of our transparency, we were upfront if we had had any kind of professional relationship with any of the applicants, so that you were aware of that going into the process. But then, just to underscore our role of being guides as opposed to sages, that once that slate of candidates was presented to you, and we certainly fully vetted out these final individuals, then we turned the process over to you and tried to be helpful in terms of how that worked out. But the decision on moving from 6 to 3 and then on who the final candidate would be was a board decision and not based on any recommendation that Dennis or I made. Through the process and talking about the timeline, we didn't lose one candidate along the way. And so tonight we've arrived, one hand maybe looking at it as a conclusion, but I think really just a new beginning for the board and the district, and certainly for Martha as well. And so Pat and Griff worked really well with Dennis and I. I think we did a nice job teaming up and supporting each other and working on all of our strengths and covering a few of our weaknesses, if you will. And so with that, we are launching into a new beginning. Part of the thing that Dennis and I offered was to continue to mentor as needed, and so we will be available, and we just want to thank you, the board, for the opportunity to be helpful and play a role in this important task for our community. Dennis.
Last time I met with you, I think it was the evening that you interviewed Martha for the last time. And in an empty room with closed doors, I thank you all for what you did. And tonight I'd like to publicly thank you with a room full of people. I think what you've done in the past 6 months is exemplary. You've shown people that as a board, you can work together, you can move the district forward, and good things happen. I think you've chosen the exact ideal person. And I'm really excited about the future of District 96. So thanks to the 7 of you, job very well done.
Welcome. Thank you, Dr. Thanks very much for your comments. Appreciate that. Are there any other public comments at this point? If there are no other public comments, then with the approval of the board, I'd like to change the order of the 2 items on the special meeting, and first get a motion to approve the specialized legal services of Engler, Callaway, Baston, and Saga, effective immediately. Is there a motion for that?
So moved. Second.
Is there any discussion? If there's no discussion, Margie, could you please call the roll?
Get it. Mrs. Murphy?
Aye.
Ms. Morello?
Aye.
Mr. Brockway?
Aye.
Mr. Regan?
Aye.
Ms. Kleiber?
Aye.
Ms. Mangia?
Aye.
Mr. Miller?
Aye.
Motion passed.
Thank you. So the next item on the agenda is the motion to hire our next superintendent. Before stating that motion, I'd like to note for the public the major elements of the employment contract. So there are 3 major items. One is the duration of the contract. It's a 3-year contract that commences on July 1st, 2016 and ends on June 30th, 2019. The second item is that the base salary is for $175,000 for the first year, and then increases in the subsequent years will be determined by the board. And then the third item is that the other terms in the contract are similar to the terms in the contracts of our other district administrators. So those are the major elements of the contract. With that said, is there a motion to approve the superintendent contract for Ms. Martha Ryan Toy as presented?
So moved.
Second?
Second. Is there any discussion? Any discussion? If there's no discussion, Margie, could you please call the roll?
Okay. Mr. Brockway?
Aye.
Ms. Morello?
Aye.
Ms. Kleiber?
Aye.
Mr. Regan?
Aye.
Ms. Mangia?
Aye.
Ms. Murphy?
Aye.
Mr. Miller?
Aye.
Motion passed.
Okay, thank you. Before introducing our next superintendent, Ms. Ryan Toy, the board would first like to thank the many people who contributed to the success of our 5-month search. Our 2 consultants, Dr. Bennett and Dr. Kelly, did a superb job of leading the search. They devoted an amount of time and effort to the task far out of proportion to the modest fixed fee that we agreed to pay them. It's clear they undertook this job not for money, but because they wanted to contribute to the effort to find an excellent superintendent to lead our district. We are extremely grateful for the fine job they've done. The board would also like to thank the many people involved in the interviews. During the first round of interviews, we had 4 observers: Merrill Brownlow, Todd Gierman, Bill House, and Pam Shaw. Their written feedback on the candidates was extremely helpful, and we thank them for their time and their insights. In the second round of interviews, the so-called confidential committee, which was composed of community members, teachers, and administrators, conducted their own interviews prior to the board's interviews. And once again, the committee's written feedback was highly valuable to the board during our deliberations. The members of the confidential committee were Merrill Brownlow, Helen Hart Bryan, Christian Didio, Mark Dixon, Paula Fudez, Todd Gierman, Kasmira Gorman, Blanca Jara, Katie Kayasta, Gretchen Lupfer, David Sellers, and Pam Shaw. The board thanks all of them for their important contributions to the process. The board would also like to thank Ms. Schuler and the other central office staff for coordinating all of the complicated communications to keep all this moving forward. A lot of logistics involved. And finally, the board would like to express our thanks to the many ways in which our two interim superintendents, Mr. Pat and Dr. Powell, contributed to the success of the search. They worked closely with Dr. Kelly and Dr. Burnett during every step of the process, and they contributed valuable insights and ideas. The board owes them a debt of gratitude. I would like to note that although our committees and our advisors, the four superintendents, provided extremely valuable feedback to the board and gave us many insights, the board alone had sole responsibility for our deliberations and for the final hiring decision. Before asking my fellow board members for their remarks and before introducing Ms. Ryan Toye, I'd like to say how excited we are by the prospect of working with Ms. Ryan Toye. Both in the interviews and through the many references from people who have worked with her, she impressed the board as a person of great personal integrity. In addition, we are impressed by her collaborative style of leadership, her excellent communication skills, her commitment to engage the community, her long, stable, and successful tenure at River Forest, and finally, and perhaps most importantly, by her commitment to doing what is best for students. So with that, I'd like to ask my fellow board members if they have any other remarks, welcoming remarks that they would like to add to that. If there are no other welcoming remarks, I'd like to introduce our next superintendent, Ms. Ryan Toye, and would you like to make a statement to the community?
Sure. Is there a protocol for where you?
Well, there's a microphone there, so in order to be on the camera.
Thank you so much. I actually wrote a few notes because I want to make sure I remember to say the things I wanted to say, but it's very brief. So I hope you'll allow me just a few minutes to thank you for the very kind reception and welcome to Riverside School District 96. Tonight marks my third visit to Hauser Junior High Library with the promise of many more evenings to come. I'm thrilled to accept this position as superintendent in District 96. I've been so impressed by the board members, the administrators, and faculty members that I've already had the occasion to meet, and I'm eager to meet all of Riverside staff and faculty members and to learn more about the lives of the almost 1,700 children that attend school in Riverside every day. Let me extend a special thank you to the board and to Jeff especially. I'm honored to be your chosen superintendent. To David, Dennis, Pat, and Griff, thank you for checking in with me along the way and for continuing to clear a path for future leadership in District 96. I also want to take a quick moment to introduce my family that is here tonight. My husband, Kevin, my oldest son, Connor, and my youngest son, Eamon. I have a middle son, Brendan, but he's off in a snowstorm in Madison, Wisconsin, I believe, as a freshman at the university there. And along with giving them this moment to be kind of proud of their mom, I'm so happy they're able to be here tonight. And as you can imagine, a house with 3 boys has often been my source of energy, balance, and plenty of laughter. And they have been my constant reminder of the importance of getting this work of educating our young people just right. As most of you know, I will be arriving in District 96 after spending 22 years in River Forest School District 90. As I considered the role of superintendent, I was invested in finding a small, caring, supportive school district to call home. And Riverside promises all of that. I am impressed by the sense of community and the commitment to children that has been evident throughout my interview process. The success of public education rests on a great board of education, great teachers, great administrators, but most of all, a great community. And I'm honored to have been selected, and I'm honored to lead, challenge, and support the important work of making a great school district even better. So thank you all.
So thank you, Ms. Ryan Toye, and at this time we will take a recess until 7:35, and there's a reception, so people will have a chance to meet Ms. Ryan Toye, and so we'll reconvene at 7:35.